Hello and welcome to Joy This Moment. I'm your host and coach, Mevi Ahmed, here to open hearts and transform minds so you can live your best life as your most joyous and successful self. So let's dive into this episode. Hello and welcome to another episode of Joy This Moment. Thank you so much for tuning in week on week and listening to yours truly. I am so excited to talk about today's topic because it just came out of nowhere. It was totally spontaneous. So earlier today, there's me just getting on with some business work for the day. And then my dad calls around noontime and he's like, hey, I'm heading up to the mountains to do a little bit of sight searching. That's not a word. I was thinking sight scouting. No, not sight scouting. Sight spotting? No, that's not the word. Basically, right, he was planning to head up to the Jebel Jais mountains. They are in the landscape of where I'm living, and he just had to go there to just do some sight checks. I think that's the word I was looking for. And he was like, do you want to come along? And this is what I love about the work that I am doing, because it's not about the time, it's the quality of the work. And if I want to pop off for a day trip, I can. So I was like, okay, yep, I'll be done or so in an hour. And he's like, yeah, we'll be heading out in 2 hours. I'll just pick you up. And I was like, great, spontaneous day trip. Who doesn't love one? So I got my hat and sunglasses ready. I was going to say sunnies, but we aren't in Australia. We're in the UAE. Sunglasses. So I got my hat and sunglasses ready. Totally forgot my water bottle, but that seems to be a recurring theme. Here's the funny thing. So I'm in desert country, right? And the one thing you need to have is sunscreen. What's the one thing I keep forgetting to buy? I mean, I've been here for a few weeks now. I keep forgetting to buy sunscreen. I've done all the shopping and I've bought all kinds of like creams and gels and clothes and, you know, just having a little fun shopping spree. But I keep forgetting that darn sunscreen, which is just really funny. Anyway, I was ready to go. And we went off to the mountains and it took us about a good hour getting to somewhere close to summit. So we got close to the border with Oman and it was getting hazier as we were climbing the altitudes. My ears did start popping and I was like, oh, this is fun. It's like kind of being on a plane. Anyway, the road was long. It took us about an hour to an hour 15 minutes getting to the top, and I was so excited to reach the top so I could take this wonderful panoramic view, that perfect Insta shot, because you know me, I love my IG game. So we got to the top, paid the entry fee to the car park, parked the car. I'm out of the car, just heading to the first viewing point, feeling that burst of excitement and just ready to take that shot. And then I go, huh? Is that it? Literally. Like, all of my excitement just deflated like a flat tire. And I was like, what's going on? Because I was really excited to just reach the summit, well, close to the summit, because I ain't got the patience to actually hike up. I'd rather take a cable car or an actual car. I don't mind like the cycle or the slide down, but just hiking up, no. I'm all about the yoga and chills, right? So just conveniently reaching somewhere close to the top just for a good view, and I'm like, why am I not feeling these excited vibes? What's happened? And as I was admiring the view, I realized that the whole route from the bottom all the way, the interesting route that we took to get to the top, That was more exciting than getting to the top itself. And that entire trip kind of became, it's a reference for life itself, isn't it? Right? And it made me think that it's not so much the goal, the destination, in this case, the viewing point. It wasn't so much getting to the viewing point, it's how we got there that was more interesting. All those fun twists and turns and sharp bends and moments where I would be like, oh, are these rocks gonna fall over the car? Are we gonna have a live rock fall? Are we gonna survive this? Because some parts of the route, they were literally off the beaten track, because in those parts they hadn't built enough infrastructure, and it was still under construction. And on the way we were seeing little baby goats and sheep and cute little chalets and new little mountain retreat areas that are up and coming in Ras Al Khaimah. So you got to see lots of interesting things along the way. But when you get to the top, well, okay, it was looking good, but I wasn't feeling it. My brain instantly went, okay, I'm here now, what's next? It's all well and good having goals, targets, aims, and in fact we should, right? You should know where you're heading or where you'd like to head. You should have those goals and things written down for you, whether it's your goals for the week, for the next 3 months, for 2021, your life goals. Have them, think them out, write them out. That's great. But those goals are also there to guide us. The goals you set for yourself are there to guide you. How you get there, that's the interesting bit. That's where kind of the fun and magic happens. And all of those twists and turns that I was seeing in the mountain route that we were taking, those were actually the fun bits. They didn't seem fun from afar. It looked quite dangerous. It looked quite risky, right? And that's totally a good metaphor for some of the risks we often have to take in life to get to the places where we want to be. But once we have taken that risk, once we've crossed that path, and you look back, you're like, you know what, that was still kind of interesting, it was kind of fun, and you learn stuff along the way. I really think that we need to start appreciating the journey more than the result. Because once you have envisioned that result for yourself, it will happen. It will happen. But that journey that you go on to get there, that is going to be the making of you. It's all the things you learn about yourself on that way, on that path to your success, to your dream life, to achieving your goals. Next time when something isn't quite going your way, you have a goal in mind and you are struggling, do not discredit the struggle, right? Value the struggle, because that struggle is trying to teach you something and it will get you to your goal. In fact, it might open more and new creative routes, right? I love saying mind over matter. If you can put your mind to it, the rest will follow. So value the journey, value the path, value the struggle, because that's what's going to make the achievement of your goal more worthwhile and rewarding. Hey y'all, what up? Sorry to interrupt this sesh, but I have a huge announcement. I'm offering 5 free coaching sessions. You heard me correctly, 5 free coaching sessions to help you transform your mind to live in that state of joy and success. So, fancy a free coaching session? Of course you do. How do you get one? Well, connect with me on Instagram at mevsmoments and DM me the word coach and I will send you the deets. Or you can email me the word coach in the subject line and email me at mevsmoments@gmail.com. I will put all of these details in the show notes so you'll know how to contact me for your free coaching session. Use the word coach. All right, my chums, back to the sesh. To put that into perspective, I want to share one of my goals. This time last year, I decided that I wanted to be happy. I just decided that I wanted to be happy because I was in a place mentally and emotionally and spiritually that I was not happy at all, and I was not in alignment with what I should be doing. I was working for an NGO and charity in Bosnia. I love Bosnia, I love the country. I had graduated from international development and politics in July 2019. I got an internship out in Bosnia and loved the country, loved the experience I had over there, but the job I was doing, it was just not fulfilling my soul, and I was feeling miserable, I was feeling unhappy. And also it was this realization that no, I don't really want to do the 9 to 5. I loved international development, I loved studying it, but I just can't see myself doing any sort of corporate job. So just within like 2 months, I was like, I've had enough of this. And I wanted to choose myself. I wanted to choose happiness, whatever that happiness looked like. I didn't know what it looked like. I was just like, I'm not happy with this. I just want to be happy. So I quit everything and went home to the UK to make some space for myself and figure out what is it I wanted to do. And I enjoyed time with family and friends. I experimented with looking into different jobs, different sectors, and this is the thing. I deep down I knew I didn't want to work for anyone else but myself. But just moving into that whole entrepreneurial mindset has been a huge mindset shift for me. But it's also been like figuring out what are the things that make me happy. And I was like, oh well, I love doing yoga. I just love doing yoga. Wouldn't it be great if I could just do yoga all day? And when the pandemic hit the UK and we had a lockdown shoot in March, I decided I'm just going to go off on a permanent yoga retreat. I was like, I'm just going on a yoga retreat. I'm never coming back. I mean, a homemade yoga retreat, of course, because where would I go other than my back garden? And again, I was fortunate that we have a back garden and we had that bit of green and open space. And very fortunate that should a COVID situation happen in my family, we could adequately and probably we could distance and put the proper protections in place. So yeah, very grateful for that, but also grateful that because I wanted to go on a yoga retreat, I could. So I did, and I dived into the world of yoga and inner healing and doing lots of inner work, and found my happiness in there. I mean, if you told me a year ago I'd be sharing my mindset transformation journeys with you and doing this podcast and being a mindset coach, I'd be like, are you freaking kidding me? No way. I made a decision a year ago that I wanted to be happy, and I am happy. I'm happy with the life that I've chosen. I'm happy with the path that I've chosen. But it took a lot of courage and bravery getting here. And that's the beautiful thing, because the goal was to find my happiness, but the path that took me down that happiness, that path has been the most eye-opening and interesting path I've ever been on, and I'm just getting started, so watch this space. Okay, so to summarize, value the journey, appreciate the journey, keep the goal in mind, but don't obsess over it. If you want it and put your mind to it, it will happen. Enjoy the journey. All right, my chums? Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next week. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week. See you in the next one.